moved the pot of beans, which continues to cook so that the flavors are incorporated, over to the next burner, and I have added a cast iron skillet so that I can prepare the Spanish rice. The first thing we want to do is brown the rice, and for that I'm going to use just a little bit of all vegetable shortening. And once the shortening is melted, I'm going to add approximately half a cup of rice. I'm not going to make a lot of rice. You could certainly double this recipe, but this is approximately half a cup. Again, I don't measure. That's approximately half a cup. So what we want to do is we want to brown it without burning it in the vegetable shortening. You kind of need to watch this because it can burn on you like that if you walk away. So remember, this rice is going to expand, and so it may not seem like a lot of rice, but as you know, when you cook rice, it expands. So I don't want to add too much in this small little cast iron skillet. So as we continue to brown the rice, I do want to repeat again that I have my available vegetables, which is again the chopped onion, chopped celery, chopped bell pepper, little cilantro, the rotel, and the tomato sauce. I also have some hot water. Essentially the same ingredients that went into the beans. Usual suspects, if you will. So the rice is beginning to brown. You want to keep your eye on it. The reason you want it to brown is because you want, the rice to have color, and it also, when you brown it, it brings out the flavor in it. You don't want really white rice. If you remember, when you go to a Mexican food restaurant and you have rice, the rice has color to it. It's not really white, usually. I like mine with color. It brings out the flavor. So, I haven't made this in a long time, but it's really a tried and true recipe. I've been making it for many years, and it's delicious. And it's really paired well with the brisket. Those delicious beans that you eat almost as a soup, and then of course the rice. Okay, we've got browning. Here we go. I don't know if you can tell or not, but so let me just show you how the rice is browning. It's gaining some color. Smells really, really good in here. The beans are still going. The shortening prevents the rice from sticking or burning. Oh well, it will still burn if you allow it in there too long, but that's why I'm constantly stirring it. As you can see, the rice is no longer white. It's got color to it. And so now what we want to do is we want to add some onion. We'll incorporate that in. The onion itself will then cook. See, this dish is going to start to increase in volume when you start adding vegetables and water and so forth. There's a nice color to it. Now we want to add some celery. About that much. This is just for flavor. so that there's something to the rice other than just plain old rice. Then we want to add some bell pepper. Turns out to be very colorful. I grabbed some cumin. I think I want to add some cumin to it. Not too much. And the next thing we want to add is the remainder of the Rotel tomato can. That sizzle is exactly what you want. I added a little water to the can. And you want to add a little bit of tomato sauce, not too much. You don't want it too tomatoey. You want a nice balance of all the vegetables and all the flavors. And then you want to add the water, because obviously when you cook rice you have to add water. Since I didn't measure the rice, I didn't really measure the water, but if you're used to cooking with rice, you know just how much water to put in based on how much rice you put in. I do want to add salt and pepper. My trusty pepper mill. You want to bring this to a boil. And finally, the cilantro. Again, I don't measure this. It's just to taste. After you do this a few times, oh, that smells good. Boy, that smells good. After you do this a few times, you'll know just what suits your fancy. I think I want to add some more water. Remember, you want to bring this up to a boil. So now it's finally come to a boil. Make sure it's well stirred. Now you want to reduce it to a simmer and cover it. And I will see you in approximately 15 minutes.